Devox Belgium 2024. My old friend, Julien Dubois, for 25 years by now, is joining me again. You might remember our interview from Devox France earlier this year. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, and thank you for making me remember that we met, at least 20 years, maybe 25 years ago. We're getting old now.
Oh, it is. Well, it's a Java conference. Everybody are getting old.
Yeah, it was already doing Java, by the way.
Yes.
Whoa.
So, Julien, you work on Microsoft, on GitHub, and you mentioned a very interesting new feature in GitHub that no one knows about because it's brand new. So there will be a scoop for the Build Reversion Lab called GitHub AI Models.
GitHub Models, but yeah, it's AI.
GitHub
it's AI.
It's AI. But it's GitHub Models.
Yeah. But you know, AI is always AI everywhere.
So we remove now. The trend is to remove AI from everywhere. So it's just GitHub Models, and not to confuse with GitHub Modules, which is something else.
Yeah.
Okay, GitHub Models. What is it? What are we talking about?
Okay, so at Microsoft, of course, we've got lots of AI models, including Azure OpenAI, and that's what everybody talks about and knows about. And they're really great. You can access them using SDK or with Longchain4j, which is initially what I was working on, and that's cool. Then there's like a couple of issues with, complexities when you want to use it. Of course, you need another account, you need to set up everything, secure everything, and there's an easiest way to do it. So with GitHub Models, if you look at it on Google, you look for GitHub Models Marketplace, so there's a marketplace over there. You've got access to OpenAI models, but also other models like Query, like Meta, Llama, and all of those. Mistral is a French, so it's really good. I'm French. You get access to all those models, so you get access to more models with an API, which is a new Azure AI Inference API, which is neutral. So it works with all the models, so that's the first thing, which is a little bit better than what we also have in parallel on Azure. And the second thing is how you access it. So it's the same URL for everyone, and you connect to it using a GitHub security key, like a personal access token from GitHub. And as everybody's got a GitHub account, everybody's got access token, you got a free quota. So basically everybody can have access to all those models with a free quota, which is the GitHub token. Super easy.
And what is the API? How do you consume them?
So that's a good thing. So first of all, we've got our own SDK, so the Azure AI Inference API, which is very close to the Azure OpenAI API, by the way. So it's a simple, it's a Java API you can do REST requests, but of course you can do REST. If you use the SDK, it's even easier. And then if you use Longchain4j like I do, it's even better because in Longchain4j there's support for it. Now I have a dupt, so I coded it. I have a dupt for when it was merged. I would wait for the next release anyway, like 0.36.0. And so the way it works, if you go through Longchain4j, it's exactly the same way as all those other tools like Azure OpenAI. And so it's very easy to shift from one to the other. And so honestly, what I'm doing is that I use GitHub Models now for all my tests, everything I can do, because much easier than installing something locally with Llama, even honestly, launching models in Azure OpenAI, because it's like you just give your token, it works. Like that, you can't do anything easier. And you can shift models, so you can test with new models. We just change the name and it works. So it's so easy, I'm not going to do anything else.
But is it like kind of what Longchain4j exists for, to be able to interchange the models very easily?
Yeah, then with Longchain4j, you go like one step further because you can change providers. Like you can use Google, because our friend Guillaume Laforge does the same.
Yes, we're going to talk with Guillaume soon enough about Gemini and Longchain4j and everything else, of course.
So you will have a different API underneath. It will work differently underneath, and you have a different provider. But yeah, if you use Longchain4j, it's basically the same. And that's the idea with Longchain4j, is like you start with one model, and you can have another model in production, or because you don't have the same ones between development. So for development, I will use GitHub models, but maybe not in production, because in production I will use Azure OpenAI maybe. And also, as you know, those things are moving all the time. So maybe I've got a wonderful, like perfectly nice model today, but tomorrow there will be a new one because that's what happens in AI all the time. So I don't want to be stuck with one model or even one provider because like just here with GitHub models, new thing coming every day, new models coming every day. So you don't want to be tied to one model or to one SDK. That's for me the main selling point for Longchain4j is that very easy for you to change models and providers and tools depending on your needs, like for testing and production, but most importantly for later for production, because you know it's going to happen. It's like next week there's going to be something new, and you don't want to tell your boss, oh, sorry, I coded it with that SDK, doesn't work. I need 2 weeks to record it, and I need to learn the new model. And no, that's
of course. So now we basically have 2 layers of abstraction, right? So we have Longchain4j, which will let you use OpenAI directly or Gemini or whatever. And then we have underneath GitHub models, which will also give you a selection of different models.
Yeah, so GitHub models will give you access to, I don't know, today like maybe 20 models. So they are not all of them, but like the main ones, like so the OpenAI one, the free one, you know, from Microsoft. Like they're smaller, so they're very fast and cheap. And so the Meta ones and the Mistral ones. So like I would say, not all of them, but like a significant amount of nice models that should make everybody happy, or at least to get started.
And the biggest attraction is how easy it is to set up. You don't need to set up an account on all of them. You don't need to know the APIs. You just use your GitHub key and get access to it automatically. Very nice.
Yeah, and you get a free quota. So honestly, for just playing, it's very good. And then, well, if you want to go to production, of course, you can pay to have more quota. Oh, I forgot to say one thing. It's in preview, so currently you have a waiting list. So if you want to do it, well, you need to, well, be on the waiting list and probably wait a bit.
Yeah,
I have no idea how long you need to wait. No idea. You know how it is. Capacity, all of this. It's very hard to know what's going to happen. It all runs on Azure behind the scene, so it depends on so many things.
Yeah. No, but I mean, the earlier you sign up, the earlier you get access.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So here you have it, folks. Sign up for the new GitHub models. Give it a try and tell Julien what you think.
Yeah, oh yeah. Give me feedback. Super happy to. So, of course, on Longchain4j, but even on the SDK. So, because I started working, I probably was the only one using it. I found like 2 critical bugs, and that's part of my job to find bugs. But if you find bugs, like, tell me, and then I can tell my boss, look at all the bugs I found.
And we'll make Julien look good.
Yes.
And this is all what this is all about, making our guests look good. Julien, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
That was very, very interesting. And folks, today you learned about something new, GitHub models. Give it a try, and of course, stay tuned for more episodes at Build Promotion Lab here at DevOps 2020.